What if something as simple as what you drink each day could quietly influence the survival of your cells, and even disrupt the very environment in which cancer tries to grow? Welcome, and thank you for joining me. Before we begin, take a brief moment not to rush into information, but to arrive. Notice your breath. Slow, steady, almost unnoticed. Beneath that quiet rhythm, your body is engaged in a vast, intricate symphony of biological processes, cells dividing, repairing, communicating. And within that same body, there exists a silent intelligence. An intelligence that constantly protects you, often without your awareness. Today, we explore a fascinating and deeply empowering idea inspired by the work of Dr. William Lee, a physician and scientist who has spent years studying how the body defends itself against disease. The topic may sound bold. These 3 drinks kill cancer and beat disease, but as we move forward, we will replace sensationalism with understanding. Because in science, nothing is truly magical, but some things are profoundly powerful. The body's hidden defense systems. To understand how simple drinks might influence disease, we must first understand something essential. Your body is not defenseless. In fact, it possesses at least 5 major defense systems: angiogenesis, blood vessel growth, regeneration, the microbiome, DNA protection, and the immune system. Each of these systems plays a role in preventing diseases like cancer from gaining control. Cancer, at its core, is not a foreign invader. It is a distortion of normal cellular behavior. Cells that once followed rules begin to break them. They grow uncontrollably, avoid death, and even recruit blood vessels to feed themselves. But here's the critical insight. Your body is constantly detecting and eliminating potential cancer cells every single day. The question is not just how cancer forms, but what determines whether it succeeds or fails. And this is where lifestyle and, yes, even beverages enters the conversation. Drink number 1, green tea. A molecular conversation. Let us begin with one of the most studied beverages in the world, green tea. At first glance, it is simple. Leaves steeped in hot water, a calming ritual. But beneath its simplicity lies a complex array of bioactive compounds, especially catechins, such as EGCG. These compounds are not nutrients in the traditional sense. They're signals. When you drink green tea, you are not merely hydrating. You are participating in a molecular conversation with your cells. Research suggests that green tea can inhibit abnormal blood vessel formation, that tumors rely on support DNA repair mechanisms, immune surveillance, or oxidative stress. In other words, green tea does not kill cancer like a weapon. It creates an internal environment where cancer struggles to survive. This distinction matters because true health is not about attacking the body, but about restoring balance. There is also something deeply philosophical here. A humble cup of tea, something humans have consumed for thousands of years, can interact with our biology in ways we are only beginning to understand. It reminds us that the boundary between food and medicine is often an illusion. Drink number 2, coffee. The misunderstood alano. Let us turn to a more controversial beverage, coffee. For years, coffee has lived in a space of contradiction. Is it harmful? Is it beneficial? The answer, as science often reveals, is nuanced. Coffee contains hundreds of biologically active compounds, polyphenols, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory agents. When studied carefully, moderate coffee consumption has been associated with a reduced risk of several diseases, including certain cancers. But how? Again, it is not about direct destruction. It is about influence. Coffee appears to support liver detoxification pathways, reduce chronic inflammation, and metabolic regulation, protect cells from oxidative damage. Interestingly, the liver, a vital organ for detoxification, is often a focal point in cancer prevention. Coffee's relationship with liver health is particularly strong, but beyond the biology, there is something else worth noticing. Coffee is often consumed in moments of pause, morning reflection, quiet work, conversation, and this introduces an often overlooked dimension of health. Context matters. A drink consumed in stress, haste, and distraction may not offer the same benefit as one consumed with presence and awareness. The body does not only respond to molecules, it responds to experience. Drink number 3. Berry-based beverages. Feeding the microbiome. Third category is less specific but equally powerful. Beverages made from berries such as blueberries, strawberries, and pomegranates. These drinks are rich in polyphenols, compounds that interact not only with your cells, but with the trillions of microbes living within you. This ecosystem, known as the microbiome, plays a critical role in regulating immunity. When you consume polyphenol-rich drinks, you are not just feeding yourself. You are feeding your microbiome, and in return, your microbiome produces metabolites that strengthen the immune response. Inflammation help regulate cell growth. This creates a fascinating loop. You nourish the microbiome, and the microbiome helps protect you from disease. It is a reminder that you are not a single organism but a complex ecosystem, and health is not a static state, it is a dynamic relationship. The deeper truth: it's not about killing disease. No. Let us pause, because it is important to challenge the language we often use. The phrase kill cancer suggests a battle, a war, a direct confrontation, but biology is rarely that simple. What these drinks truly do is something more subtle and perhaps more powerful. They shift the terrain. They make the internal environment less favorable for disease and more supportive of health. Think of it this way. A seed can only grow if the soil allows it. Cancer cells may exist, but whether they grow depends on the conditions within your body, and those conditions are influenced day by your choices, not just what you eat or drink, but how you live, how you sleep, how you respond to stress. Scientific curiosity meets daily practice. Of the most beautiful aspects of this topic is its accessibility. We are not discussing rare treatments or expensive interventions. We are discussing daily rituals. A cup of tea, a cup of coffee, a glass of berry-infused drink, small, consistent actions, and yet, when viewed through the lens of science, these small actions accumulate. They shape your internal biology over time. This is where scientific curiosity meets personal responsibility. Not in a burdensome way, but in an empowering one, because it suggests that health is not something you passively receive, it is something you actively participate in. A moment of reflection. Consider this: every day, your body is making countless decisions. Repair this cell, eliminate that one, activate this pathway, suppress another. And every day, through your habits, you are influencing those decisions, not perfectly, not completely, but meaningfully. There is no single drink that guarantees health, but there are patterns, consistent, evidence-based patterns that support it. And perhaps the deeper message is this: health is not built in dramatic moments. It is built in quiet, repeated choices. Practical integration. So how might you integrate this into your life? Not with rigidity, but with awareness. Replace sugary beverages with green tea when possible. Enjoy coffee in moderation, without excess sugar or artificial additives. Incorporate natural berry drinks, fresh, unsweetened, and whole when possible. But more importantly, pay attention. Notice how your body responds. Notice how you feel. Notice the subtle shifts in energy, clarity, and well-being, because the ultimate goal is not just disease prevention. It is vitality. Closing reflection. As we come to a close, let us return to where we began, the idea that something as simple as a drink could influence something as complex as cancer may seem surprising, but when viewed through the lens of biology, it becomes less surprising and more inevitable, because the body is not separate from what you consume. It is shaped by it, continuously, quietly, intelligently. And perhaps the most profound realization is this: you are not powerless in the face of disease. You are a participant in your own biology, every sip, every choice, every day. If this perspective resonated with you, If it helped you see your body not as something fragile, but as something intelligent and responsive, then consider subscribing. Because each day we explore ideas like this where science meets awareness and where small insights can lead to meaningful change. Stay curious, stay present, and I'll see you in the next video.